welcome back. I am so excited to introduce you to Dean Hawk, who's a personal friend and pastor of Rock Family Church here in Colorado Springs. A great church if you're here in town. And I want to ask you, Dean, first of all, thank you for being here.
Sure, excited to be here.
But I remember sending you Clean before it even came out to publish.
Yes.
And what are your thoughts about it? Like, you just read it as a guy, just as a guy. Then I want to talk to you as a pastor.
As a guy, here's what stood out to me. Books written to men previously came from the negative approach of, this is bad, you're bad if you do it, so you should avoid bad. I think the thing that stood out to me is you said, here is the promise, here is the blessing when you walk clean, rather than focusing on the negative.
Oh, good. Amen.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, no, totally. Clean is about staying clean, being clean, and helping guys stay clean. Now, as a pastor, tell me what you did with the book Clean, because it really is a blessing, I think, for people to hear what pastors can do for men.
Right. Well, when we know the statistics that most likely 70% of the guys sitting in my congregation have viewed porn in the last 7 days.
Yeah, wow.
I'm feeling,
wow.
Okay, I want to do something practical. And so I said to my team, I said, call Doug's office, let's order some. I said, we're going to give them away, and we'll have them stop by the desk, or the counter in the lobby. And then I processed, and I thought, no guy's going to admit.
Two guys will pick it up.
Yeah,
right?
two guys will come by. We'll have stacks of books. And so my end result game was, in the middle of service, ushers had boxes under their arm, and I said, if you are a man 13 years and older, would you please stand up?
Amen.
And they just started handing out the book, and while they were, and so I did that for about 3 Sundays.
Wow.
And we did that when it originally came out, and I think we gave around 500 books.
Amen.
And then about 3 years later, I went, you know what? We've got a whole new crowd. If you're a guy and you have not received this book, we've given away, I think in the last 10 years or so, over 1,000 books.
Oh, that's exciting.
Just as an investment.
Yeah, amen.
Because, like you say, if I can get my guys living clean, it creates healthier families. It's going to help in the church. They're going to be more engaged with Christ. And so to me, it was a no-brainer of a simple investment to plant into the lives of our men.
And I find that guys want to do ministry, but when they have that little voice that says, if they really knew you, if they really knew what you were doing, they won't even usher.
Right.
Less than do Sunday school evangelism or lead and worship or anything.
Teach kids, teach teenagers.
Anything, because they have this voice. And as a pastor, if you can get rid of that voice, it's really helpful. But I'll tell you, as a pastor, I've worked with these guys for 30 years.
Right.
And when they go from not clean to clean, if they control their own income, salespeople, entrepreneurs, business owners, they double their income in 12 months.
Wow.
What have been some of the results that you've seen?
Personally, I have seen it's just, for me, it was a sharpening. It was a refining of, we're so over inundated in our culture that we become numb to some things that maybe 10, 20 years ago, we were like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah,
but
totally.
We're so inundated with promiscuity, and not nudity, but just levels of promiscuity that it kind of numbs our system. One of the fruits that I saw in our church was that wives were coming up.
I know, right?
And they'd walk up and they'd go, hey, that book.
That book.
Right. That book's really good. When my husband was gone, I looked at it and I was reading it, and thanks for giving that to him. And they're seeing some fruit, and they're seeing the fruit in their marriage.
Yeah, amen.
And so I got more positive response from the women.
I know.
I had guys come and say, hey, that book, thank you.
Thanks, Pastor.
I wasn't having any issues.
For me, but it was great.
But it helped me.
Right. Well, I think you're hitting something that's really, really important. Women need to feel safe in church.
Exactly. Yeah.
The women say, thank you for helping my family to be clean. Thank you for helping my husband realize he needs to talk to my son.
Yeah.
Thank you for protecting my son. Because after Dad was done with it, I gave it to my 16-year-old.
For sure.
And so that he knows that he's in a war, that this war was declared before he was born. It was kind of like those movies you see where you're kind of born into the apocalypse, right? And you either show up or die, right? And that's where we are, you know, with all the identity issues, all the sexual attacks, all the social media invites to immorality, our images, to the pornography kingdom that's trying to advance itself in the church.
Right.
We are under war. Well, this is a war, and you know, as a pastor, you've lost people's marriages to this. You've seen marriages die.
Sure.
I've seen them die. I've seen them die in my office.
Right.
You know, and so this is a big thing, and I love that you're so proactive as a pastor. You know, I know that you're part of a big group of pastors called the Ark, and generally they're really proactive.
Right.
You know, this is a time for us to say, our people really are struggling, and we can't keep putting our head in the sand and just talk about Jesus.
That's the key.
You know, we need to say, hey, here's a helping hand in this particular thing. We love you. There's no condemnation. We're guys. We get it. We know the enemy's attacked you and you have scars, but you don't have to live that way. So I want you to look in that camera and just encourage men and pastors for a moment.
Sure. I would just say to any man who is watching this, don't be concerned about self-evaluating, well, where am I at in this journey, in this scale of purity and walking in holiness before God. I would recommend it's a book for every man, and then pass it on to somebody else in your relationship world. And then I would just encourage pastors, it was a minor investment for a big time return in my church body. And so I would just encourage pastors, you get the book, give it to the men on your team, ask them to read it, and then just become contagious with it. I keep a stack on the bottom shelf of my bookshelf, and when guys come in that, you know, maybe didn't get the book and they say, hey, this is what's struggling, or marriage comes in, I feel empowered then to give and to bless them and say, here's a tool. You have to apply it. It's a great book. It's a great tool. If you apply these principles, you'll be walking in the blessings and the favor and the purity of God.
Amen. Well, thank you, Pastor Dean, for being here. We love you and love what you're doing. And for you that are watching, you can do a clean group. We need you in this fight. Help men, help yourself, and be a blessing.
For more content and resources to help in your healing journey with Christ, make sure to follow Dr. Doug Weiss on Facebook and Instagram. If you'd like to share full episodes of this show with friends and family, subscribe to Healing Time Ministries on YouTube, and feel free to leave us a comment on any of Dr. Doug's social media platforms. Our team would love to hear your feedback and learn how Healing Time is impacting your life, your church, and your ministry.